Welcome back to On Air B&B Football with Brandon and Bryce. Bryce and Brandon, thank you for coming back, watching on YouTube, listening on Spotify, whatever you're doing. We appreciate it. Today we're going to be coming at you with a little bit of contract talk. And today the topic of that contract talk is the Dallas Cowboys. But before we get into that video, make sure you go ahead, click the like button, hit the subscribe button. Do us that favor. And Bryce, let's go. Let's do it. All right. So Dak and CD Lamb are both not paid yet, and the season is about to start. We just hit the Hall of Fame game, preseason coming up. CD is doing a little bit of a hold-in on his fifth-year option with the rookie deal. Dak is on the last year of his contract. He's owed $55 million this year. What are you thinking, Bryce? What's going on?
So what I'm thinking, I think the Cowboys want to let Dak play out this year.
I agree.
So Dak is a competent starting quarterback in this league. He's a good quarterback, has the stats to back it up, has all that stuff. But I mean, when you look at it, is he going to be able to win them a playoff game? Like, is he going to be able to make that step for them towards a Super Bowl? And he hasn't proved that. I mean, you're paying him $55 million a year. Like, you're about to have to pay, if you want to keep CD, you're about to have to pay CD $35+ million a year.
Micah Parsons.
And Micah Parsons eventually, that's probably the main piece that you want to pay is Micah Parsons. So, like, it's interesting to see what they're going to do. Like, you have to pay CD. I mean, Justin Jefferson just got paid, and he's at $35 million now. So everybody always ups the next person if they're an elite talent. So CD is going to be probably looking $36+ million. And then you have Dak, who's at $55 million this year. But, I mean, he's going to have to go on the top because Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, they're at $55 million. So you're looking at Dak possibly being $60+ million. So that's what, $100 million right there just in your quarterback receiver duo, and you still got to pay Michael Parsons. That's why they're not paid yet.
Yeah. And I mean, they got to pay their O-linemen as well. I mean, to credit Jerry Jones, he's always said his hand doesn't cramp writing a check. But Zeke is still making money from his first contract at the Cowboys. Yeah. So they've got to figure out a way to make this pay better. I don't think that they have royally screwed it up like most people do. And, like, honestly, at first thought and off the top of the head, you think that, yeah, the Cowboys are screwing this up. Mm-hmm. It's just, I feel like the Cowboys obviously have a plan in place, or they wouldn't just be outright waiting this long when they know guys like Jordan Love's going to get the deal, and Trevor Lawrence got the deal.
Yeah.
And, even Tua. I mean,
Tua got the big deal.
It's like, it seems stupid to us, but there's a plan in place. And like you mentioned, I believe is, there's the whole thing of if you don't pay them now, they got to get paid even more later.
Yeah.
But it's, as for CD, I think that's the player that you got to worry about signing most, your star receiver. Mm-hmm. And yes, their quarterback is the most position in the league, but at the same time is CD, that the offense runs through CD as much as Dak provides them with it. I think if any quarterback has that O-line, has I guess the constant successful coaching, even if it's not a coach we like, and then the constant weapons, then I think you get any quarterback like that. You can throw him in there and he's a little bit successful at least. Maybe like a Jimmy G has.
Yeah, well, I kind of look at it as that offense runs solely through CD. So you look at it as, okay, I pay Dak, and then say CD goes down. I still have Dak to facilitate the offense, or if say Dak goes down, I just have CD, can somebody step in and still perform the way Dak does? So, like, it's kind of, you kind of got to see it both ways. Like, I mean, they are a great pair together, have all the stats, but that's pretty much all that offense is. It just runs through CD. So, like, how do you want to look at it? I mean, if you want to pay both, you're looking at $100 million a year for both, $100 million cap hit per year for, the next 4 or 5 years. And then you can't build anything around that offense.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, it's just going to have to be rookies coming in and having to step up. And then, like we said, you got to pay Micah. So, I mean, you got to look at that. That's why they're not paid yet, because it's a huge...
I mean, yeah, also Dak just plays... He did it before with his first contract that he's on the last year of. On this one, mm-hmm. He plays hardball when it comes to his contract.
Yeah.
And he's doing it again, and it looks like it's benefiting him right now.
Yeah. Well, he came out not too long ago and said he would like he doesn't care about the money and
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, if you didn't, then take less money like Tom Brady did and win a Super Bowl. But I mean, you can obviously tell that's not true. Of course, you care about the money,
Right.
but I mean, if you want to win a Super Bowl, you got to take less than $60 million per year.
Right, as of right now, yes. But I mean, the salary cap is going up. I don't think it'll be
Yeah.
a big problem in the future for them. But I think right now, for maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 years, they could be struggling with the cap a little.
Yeah.
But they're still going to be the Cowboys, win consistently regular season, and then struggle in the playoffs. I think that's going to be the recipe for the next few years,
Yeah, probably.
especially if you keep that. But I agree with you. Is that's exactly what they want to do? They want to see how Dak plays out this year, and if he plays well enough, and maybe he wins a playoff game for once,
There you go, pay him.
I think they'd be glad to pay.
Yeah. I think if they would win, if you win a playoff game this year against, say you go and beat the 49ers, I mean, you definitely got to pay him.
Right. But it's also like, it's not even like Dak's playoff losses have been like, oh man, like he played all right, or even good. But no, it's been terrible. He got
last year was more on the
humiliated.
defense. It was more on the defense last year, but I mean, Dak was bringing them back a little bit at the end, but it's still a lot. Like it still reflects on Dak. We're still going to go at the quarterback because that's the most important position in the NFL. So
Right, and then in the regular season, they only had, I believe it's like maybe 2 at most games against winning teams.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
I think it was one.
Pretty sure it was one, but I think maybe there was another one that I'm missing. But either way, it's just you got to see the success from Dak to pay him, in my opinion. So I agree with what the Cowboys are doing. I wouldn't pay him right now either.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And if he wins you a playoff game, then you pay him. If not, maybe you let him walk. Maybe I don't know. Where it depends on, I guess, how their quarterback situation is looking going into next season. Whether there's a good draft for it or good free agents for it, whatever that is.
Yeah. Maybe they just go one. Maybe they pick CD or I think they would pick CD over Dak. Honestly,
I think they would too.
I mean, Jerry Jones came out and said he's not talking about it anymore. So
yeah,
there you go.
I mean, either way, like you said, I think either one of them, both of them, if they get paid by the Cowboys, are gonna get the heavy payday, where they could very well both be the highest paid at their position.
Yep.
So. Not that I think either one of them deserves it. No. I think that's the way that the league's going. Like even you saw Jordan Love, he's one of the 3 highest paid as of right now, making $55 million a year when he showed a half a year of successful play.
Yeah,
and I think in order to really give him that kind of money, you got to see more than that. And I think the Cowboys are smart for doing what they're doing, but at the same time, they look stupid doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything else to add, Bryce?
I don't think so.
All right. That wraps it up for us. Thank y'all for watching. Watching on YouTube, listening on Spotify, whatever you did. We appreciate the love and support. Before we get out of here, please help us reach our goal. We want to talk to you, the fans, the players, and the coaches. We can't do that without y'all's help. So if you would do us a favor and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and share with everybody you know, whether they like football or not, because they're going to like us. That's it. Deuces.